All right, Todd, let's get rocking and rolling.
Well, just as an announcement that got missed, I want to make sure everybody is aware. Wednesday, 9 to 12, we're doing fair housing. So if you need fair housing credit, there'll be a 3-hour CE, remote CEs using Zoom. So
We're
that'll
going to
happen
blame
there.
Nick
My
for
fault,
not
Todd,
sending
sorry.
the
That's
slide.
all right. Just want to make sure everybody knows we all need CE credit. Okay. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for joining us today. Today, we're going over the market stats for the week ending April 25th for the greater Phoenix metropolitan area and suburbs. All right, let's start right across at the top. We got 28 days closed on market, a 0.84 month supply, 118% absorption rate. Our average list price continues to climb. And remember, that's not what the average, that's just the average of what properties are in the MLS, but it is continually rising, 822,040. Our average sale price is at 596, just under 600,000. Our list price to sale price retention is also receded just a little bit to 101.85. Active inventory, well, thank you, fewer people in the marketplace. We are now at 6,970. That was an increase of just over 7.5%. Pending is sitting at 4844, and our closed units month to date sitting at 6604. New listings this past week, silver lining, here we go. Angels are almost singing. 2,350 properties taken this past week, 6.8% increase. 64 days on market, continuing to shrink, and also our closed is closing in about, or is going under contract in about 28 days. Price ranges under 500,000. We saw this climb as high as 54% just a few weeks ago. And again, because it's under 500, this is where a majority of our workforce housing and entry-level first-time home buyers are. So it gets eaten up real quickly when the product does end up showing up. However, in this particular case, this portion of the market is once again obviously significantly shrinking. So we're now down to 48.77, and that's the only real percentage we follow. The other two are going to just be reciprocal portion numbers to the other half of this. But if you probably all remember, under 500,000 used to be at 72%. So quite a change. 500 to a million is also benefiting, because obviously many of the properties that are being that are new listings are falling more into that $500 to $1 million category. So that's increasing. It's up to 36.6%. And of course, our $1 million and up inventory just under 15%. So taking a look at the numbers across the board, again, in the very center of the sheet, there is 2019 SW. That means the same week in 2019. That was a pre-COVID year, so that's why we still leave that in there. And then we have a 2021, which is last year. And so we can compare the numbers to the left, which are our week-over-week numbers, to those numbers to just see, how is the market in comparison to last year? How is the market in comparison to 3 years ago? So again, 2350, great number. 2200 wasn't bad, but we're looking for that 24, so that's awesome. If you look to the right, we only took 2230 listings a year ago, very, very close, about 100 off. And then 3 years ago, 2330. So you're seeing all of these numbers come into play, and it's telling you that, this is reasonable. People are not, okay, we got to listen to this. People are not listing their homes. They are listing their homes. They are concerned about where they're going, which is why we have the knock program and things like that, the guaranteed purchase, guaranteed close program. But to that particular point, 2,300 has been the number both 3 years ago and last year. So it's a very comfortable number that tells you there's as many people coming into the marketplace, adding their listings as there was in 2019, which was a pre-COVID year. So again, we just have to be careful what we're saying to consumers, because a lot of times we're part of that sensationalism, that Chicken Little is falling. The rates are going up, the prices are going up. You're going to be priced out of a home if you don't buy today. Those things may some be true as far as percentages are concerned, but as far as percent of your income is concerned, Matt showed those slides last week, and obviously it's less expensive today to own a home than it was 40 years ago. But again, you can take a look at these numbers: 6,970, total listings. 865 of those are coming soon. 5,637 of those are single-family detached. 665 are new products, new homes, and then 6,940 646 are non-distressed properties. That represents 99.7% of our entire inventory. No short sales or foreclosure properties on the horizon. Very few, less than 0.3 of 1%. Pending. This is an area which has been allowing our inventory to catch up. 4,844 current people in escrow, 4,910 last week. Look to the right, there were 6,000, just short of 6,000 people in escrow just a year ago. And again, if we take a look back in 2019, as the market was heating up, but a year before COVID, 6,559 people were in escrow at any one time. So for all practical purposes, we're 1,000 to 1,500 off. Fewer people actually in escrow, caused maybe you say by inventory, but slide your eyes up, inventory was even, we have 6,970 right now. We only had 5,500 properties last year. So we have 1,500 more properties available for people than we did a year ago. So again, be careful what you're saying because you don't want to sound ignorant. Looking at closed properties, we're sitting at 6,604 for the month, 73 last year. We were at 10% off. And again, that's pretty much going to be a similar number from that perspective across the board. Looking at month's supply, again, just under a month's supply, but again, it was going in the right direction. So we have just to be thankful for little things. Average list prices, again, continuing to go up. The average sale price, again, is not saying the average home in Phoenix or the Maricopa County is, going up the same percentage. But if you just look at what has closed over the last 30, 60, 90 days, this is a great reflection of the average there. So if you really want to know more about a particular price range, go back to the first sheet, look at the price range thing on the bottom right-hand side of the market stat report. That's really more accurate based on what your client might be looking for. And then finally, the list price to sale price retention at 101.85. Anytime it's over 100 is not good, but it depends on who you are. If you're a seller, it's probably real good. But overall, just as a level marketplace, not real good when that number is over 100%. But again, it has been for quite some time. So these are the different ways and places you can find us. Thanks very much for joining today, and I look forward to seeing you next week when we do next week we do the month over month numbers. So
all right.
We'll see. Thanks,
all
Mike.
right. Appreciate it, Todd, as always.